Hello. Haven't been here in a while. Obviously I had my crash, didn't I? Feel sorry for the bike. Bike got absolutely ruined. So this is my new bike, CBR500R. Picked it up last week. Came with a free sports pack. Don't know if you can see it. Got the acrobatic exhaust. Got the higher windshield. Got the pillion seat cover thingy. Yeah, it's quite a nice bike. Show you the sound of it. Ready? Oh yeah. Check out that noise. I'm literally on my way to work. I've just done an all-nighter trying to get a project out for 9 o'clock this morning. I don't think I've ever mentioned this before, but I'm actually I'm a web developer. I don't design like websites like in WordPress or anything like that. I actually build web systems. Half of our company works for FileMaker and the other half does web. FileMaker is like Apple's equivalent to Microsoft Access, and we design systems for companies that have previously used FileMaker and want to scale upwards to bigger systems. You know, I find it interesting, but many people might find it boring. We actually do work for, but I can't really talk too much about all this stuff because it's because they're big companies. We're under NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, so we can't really talk too much about the systems, but it's pretty cool. Oh, hang on, I'm getting a phone call. I'll see you in a minute. But boss said that the work I done last night was good, so that's always a good thing to hear, isn't it? When you work your fucking arse off doing an all-nighter, and the client, instead of biting like he normally does, he's actually been like, it's pretty good, well done. But yeah, where have I been? I have been working my fucking arse off. Obviously it was Christmas, it's been winter, starting to get a touch warmer. Well, at least it was warm the weekend that's just gone, which was nice. Honda CBR500. I've only ridden a 125 at my old bike, my Kawasaki 650 ER6F, so I haven't really got much to compare it to, but I'll give it my best shot. Yeah, it's a nice bike. It's a nice bike. The only problem is it feels like a little bit of a downgrade from my 650. The horsepower is half the output, because the Kawasaki was about 93 brake horsepower and this is only 47, but with my license I had to restrict it down to 47 anyway. It's quite funny actually that they ask for a restrictor certificate, but they obviously don't actually check the bike itself. They just sort of like go, yeah, it's fine, it's restricted, it's got a certificate. Doesn't actually matter what's on the bike itself at all. It's like going into a fucking bank and being like, yeah, this is me, I'm Brad, and then having a picture of fucking Saddam Hussein on it or something. But anyway, it's really, really fast, low end. The bike aesthetically looks beautiful. It's a really nice bike. Physically, it's as big as a Honda 600 CBR, but the tank is smaller. So everything else is pretty much the same except for the tank. The tank's a little bit thinner, but obviously because the tank is right in the middle of you, you feel like the whole bike's thinner, even though it's not. It took me a little while to figure that out because I was like, this bike is fucking tiny, it feels like a 125. But in fairness, I did sit on a 600, and I've also ridden my dad's R6 and my mate's CS6 R600, and it is just the tank. Like, the overall physical size is the same, the tank is just a bit smaller. Well, I don't actually know the exact specifications, that's just how I feel about the bike. Obviously, you know, a review is just an opinion, isn't it? So people can point me out where I'm wrong if they want, but it's a moot point. Cow's opinion. Top end, it's quite slow, unfortunately. it does get up to 100. It's very, very slow between like the 80 to 100 range. It doesn't, on my old bike, it's sort of, I can pull it in 4th gear or whatever, and it will go from 80 to 100 so smoothly, like within seconds. On this bike, it's almost like it's really trying to push to get up to the 100 mark. Yeah, so I took the bike on a little speed test last night. Like, it does get over 100, but at that sort of real push, it will go to 106, 107. And that's obviously fully tucked in, slightly downhill. Obviously, top end isn't a massive deal when you think about safety's point of view, because it is England and the national speed limit is 70 miles per hour on a dual carriageway and 60 miles per hour on a single carriageway. You know, bikers are bikers. Obviously, bikers are going to do naughty things when they're out amongst with their friends, and it kind of sucks in that department. I went to the Ace Cafe on Friday for the first time in like 6 months. I'm kind of struggling to keep up with them because, but on my old bike I wasn't. Even though my old bike was still less powerful than their bikes, it was still hard to keep up, and it kind of sucked, to be honest. The petrol on it is amazing. I could do like 160 miles to a full tank, and a full tank is about 12 quid. Almost 4 days of going to work and back. 50 miles a day. Yeah, that's about right. It's a lot lighter than my old bike. It's more manoeuvrable. But obviously with manoeuvrability, you get less stability. So when I hit like little nooks in the road and things like that, it doesn't like it too much. Whereas if you've got a heavier bike, it tends to be a bit more forgiving when you hit like these little cat's eyes in the road. I haven't tried any wheelies on it yet, but I can't imagine it would be too hard to do it in 1st gear. In 2nd gear, I'm not too keen. God, these roads are a lot better at this time of day. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, and the roads are so much clearer. Talking about my camera now, I've actually got a camera on my bike which I use in case my battery is low on the camera, because obviously on the last crash the battery ran out, so it didn't record the license plate before they drove off and left me for dead. I've now got that hooked up with a USB charger and everything on the battery, which is pretty cool. At the moment obviously I've got it on my head because I'm doing a blog and everything, but it's quite a nice little switch, you know, because the camera angle, if I keep these same settings on the camera, like the angle and the rotation and stuff, it gives it quite a nice little angle and it's connected to the bike, which is good. I'm also now only recording in 720p because I get a lot more footage in 720. It's like almost double the difference on data storage. So even though you don't get as good of a quality as before, you get more of it, and it saves me having to keep clearing my fucking drift every time I go to and from work. I had to, literally before I had to go to work, get it cleared, save it to my backup drive, then come back from work, clear it, save it to my backup drive, and it was just a constant hassle. But now I don't have that problem, which is good, very good. Talking more about the crash, between then and now I didn't think it affected me too much, but when I first got on this bike and started riding to London, I'm like so cautious now coming up to junctions. I was actually trying to give the bike back on Tuesday, which was basically this time last week, because I was that cautious that I didn't feel confident on the road. And obviously confidence, fucking dickhead. So yeah, I think it really knocked my confidence. Like, I didn't really realise until I got back on the road properly again how much it affected me. I'm not going to say it went to the extent that I have fucking nightmares when I'm dreaming and stuff like that, but I'm just a lot more, I'm not willing to take as many risks as I was before when I'm riding, which isn't a bad thing, I guess, because it makes me a safer rider. Another good thing about this bike is the exhaust. It sounds fucking excellent. Maybe I'll have to do a sound test or something and get someone to record it on their phone and see what it sounds like from the outside as I go past. I'm sure cars can hear it, so when I rev, like, you know, cars can hear that. Primarily what the exhaust is for, isn't it, on a bike? To make others aware of your presence. Coming this far into London at this time is just brings out the fucking Sunday drivers. Move out the fucking way! Fuck's sake. Look at these shitty three-wheeled things. Look at it! How can you ride that? Move out the fucking way! Fuck's sake! Look at this guy. You haven't even got a bike, you've got like a bike car hybrid thing. I hate it when you do that. You try and get to the front of the fucking queue and then the light goes green before you get to it. It's like the worst place to fucking be in. Worst fucking place. The problem is all the cars start trying to move and you're like caught in the middle of them like a fucking bike car sandwich. Fucking toe protectors come off my fucking boot. What a dickhead. Fucking thing.